Hello everybody, and welcome back to Trails from Zero. Last we left off, we had left the city for the first time, left Crossbell, headed down the highway on a merry stroll down the lane, all the way until we reached Armorica village. I think that's basically everything that we did last stream. It was a hell of a time just grinding through the all the mobs that we met along the way. But now time to figure out what's in Armorica, investigate here, maybe move on to the next location? Depends on the timing. We'll see. Afternoon of the Wolves. I think we left off, yeah, just as I was crossing the bridge.
Man, this place is too cheery. It's just plain dull. What I wouldn't give for something crazy to happen like last time.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. Sometimes the peace and quiet is nice.
These two bundles of energy are my kids. Cute, aren't they? Though, after what happened, I'm afraid to let them play outside by themselves.
Nah, I think you'll be fine. I mean, so far from other reports that we've seen, they haven't attacked the same place again, right? No repeat incidents? There's always just been one incident in the night happening. Also, hello, Hamza. Oh, and almost forgot. You guys might hear a little bit of static noise in the background. Let me quiet down the fan. There we go. The moment I put down my controller, I lose connectivity. The connection is gone. What is happening? This doesn't happen every single time. It only happens sometimes. Usually with trails. Like playing other games, it usually doesn't happen. Not sure what's happening. But yeah, hello, Warzag, and welcome, Insaniac. Who the heck are you guys? Huh? Police officers? I can't tell if the complete lack of recognition is better or worse than the typical response we get. Meh. Sounds like a loose cable. Oh, you mean for the controller? When it comes to the controller, I'm using Bluetooth. It's usually pretty strong, like it never loses connectivity until I play Trails. Not sure. And thankfully, Argoth, it is not the squirrels this time. It usually is, and we can mostly blame all of our problems on either the squirrels or Draco. Either or.
That crystal-like gleam of the water. The shadows of the fish outlined by the bright sunlight. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And that's a fishing spot. Weird. Yeah, very much so. But you know, it's technology. It's like, I found the right audio settings. Next Windows update. I don't know my audio settings anymore. They didn't get reset. It's just now Windows decides to interpret digital audio differently, and now I sound different? Well, damn. Now I gotta figure all that out again. Technology is weird. Is it possible Draco's a squirrel? Considering the amount that he eats, very possible. I think that man goes into hibernation basically every day. Windows 11? Windows 11, unfortunately. Next PC I'm getting is gonna be a Linux. And my controller disconnected again. Nani? By gods. Alright, now that I've sated my appetite with a big meal, I think it's time to drop my line and see what bites. The Dusto. Welcome! Good to have you in. Oh, some first-time visitors, I see. You've caught us during our slow hour. Take your time to look over the menu, okay? Sure. Celie is just so adorable. Her smile gives me life. And it's the simple things in life, ain't it? When you're living in a small town. Will you make a P.O. box so someone could buy you a controller with a dongle? I'm not sure. Are you fucking kidding me? Stay on. I just charged this thing. I'll keep it on a charger for now, then hopefully that works. I don't know if a P.O. box would work in my case, considering where I live and the shipping fees that you guys would likely have to incur. probably putting something on throne and you guys sending like money that way would likely be cheaper if that really was something you guys wanted to do. But yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly hurting for money. I could always go and buy one. Just gotta save up for like a month or two. Oh, welcome to the Ash Tree Inn. Care for a drink? From what I can see, y'all look dead tired. Don't go overworking yourselves now. You know what? Now about a bite to eat. I could whip up something simple in no time flat. What we got? Rustic almond rice. Rich cream soup. 40 HP, cure stat down. The almond rice gives us 10 crap points. It's 800 though. We're not exactly drowning in money. What up, Azaleos? Also, I guess another issue with the PO box would be I would have to have some form of transportation to go into the city to grab it, because it's certainly not a walk for me. It is quite a couple of kilometers to get to any sort of civilization. So yeah, maybe when I can afford a car. Maybe. Ash Tree Inn, recommended special rustic almond rice. Omelet rice. Can't say I've ever tried that before. That's pretty good.
Well, looks like you have the chance to now. The recipe is written right here, so let's jot it down.
Nani? What? What kind of establishment just has the recipe for their signature dish displayed prominently on a sign in their restaurant? Plankton's job would be way too easy if stealing the Krabby Patty formula was like this. So like, yeah, what reason do I have to buy it now if getting the raw ingredients would be cheaper? I guess it's more so the effort of having to make it myself. Which for those of you who have seen my previous Trails playthroughs, I rarely ever do.
Stupid fields. As far as the eye can see. We have to move. I'd much rather live in Mishalam. Oh, did you come from the city too? My son and I have been staying in Armorica village for a while now. A calm place, free from the hustle and bustle of the city. This is the life I've longed for. Maybe we should move here officially after all.
I think that's more of a, the older you get, the more you long for that. It's exciting being in the city, and very convenient. But yeah, it gets tiring. Way too tiring. Small towns, that's how it be. Not bad marketing. Leave the recipe out in the open, but leave some key ingredients off so it always doesn't taste the same, so people want the full experience, they have to come to you. That's actually big brain thinking. Like, they try to make it, but they just can't make it as well as you do. That's fair. You're mad scientist, you should play Half-Life Duology? Roger that, Azaleos. I'll get to that ASAP after the 5 years of other games that I have to get to from everybody else's requests. Half-Life is on the backlog, but I do not dare even look at the backlog anymore after it surpassed 3 years of potential streams. Many people go to the big city, return after a few months. Yeah, it's a completely different feeling living out here in the middle of nowhere versus living in the city and constant hustle and bustle, leaving your front door, meeting a bunch of people in the hallway. I don't know, man. I'd rather just be here. Just be chill. Look outside my window and actually see something green for once. Oh, you folks looking for anything? I recommend the honey. Armorica's specialty. Buy as much as you'd like. Is it expensive? Usually when it's a specialty thing, it's gonna be quite expensive. Morning. Welcome to the Rayor General Store. I bit my tongue. Sorry. Welcome to the Rayor General Store. Feel free to look around. Yeah. We've all been there before. XP plus 5. That, honestly, might not be too bad. I could grab that. It's only 800. A decoration for Lloyd's room? What? You're telling me I can decorate my room? Huh. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to that. It is 1,000 and I don't really know what it does for us and whether or not I should be picking that up. I'm going to just because of curiosity though. I'll buy like 2 of each of these just in case. You never know when it might come in handy. There goes me money. Oh. Oh, hullabaloo. Yes, tablet is kind of expensive. Alright. Just play Mahjong for the rest of your life? I don't really know how to play Mahjong. Because of NTE, I tried to learn how to play Mahjong, but I don't really know if I completely understand it just yet. Might take me some time. Okay. Well, now I'm broke. That whole tactic of biting your tongue really paid off for him. Okay, who has low speed? Actually, you don't have anything equipped. 28, 29. Yeah, you have the lowest speed. It's always a matter of like, do you buff the person with the highest speed so that they always go first? Or do you try to cover your bases by helping out the person with the lowest stats in a particular area? At least for me, when I'm playing Fire Emblem, I usually use the stat up items for the people who kind of are suffering and not so great. So at least that's my thought process. But yeah. Special things are more expensive the further you are from the source, so locally produced cheap goods. One place are luxury goods in the next country. That is very true, actually. Like, durians over here, not too expensive, at least when they're in season. Also, depending on the type and the brand that you buy. But if you buy them from, like, you know, somebody who actually has a plantation, it's not too expensive. You go over to Singapore, though? Oh, goddamn. The prices. There are like certain durian brands who have kind of built a name for themselves by being expensive and overly priced. But I suppose that's something that carries over in every type of product in the world. It's a positioning and marketing tactic. You're really gonna take that EP Cut 1? Haven't the Armoricans been through enough? No. Never. That being said, it's a very good one. I haven't unlocked any slots yet, have we? Yeah, these are unopened. Pretty early on in the game. Attack, defense. I mean, the attack and defense one kind of cancel each other out. I should maybe decide on one of these. We'll keep Lloyd on defense. And then we'll put the detection on you, because you're mostly our caster. And then we'll put the detection on Lloyd, we'll put the EP Card 1 on Mademoiselle here. And hopefully that'll help out. I never even seen a durian. I see. They're quite the dangerous fruit. Very spiky. If you threw one at somebody, you could probably seriously hurt someone. If things keep going like this, I don't know how long the village will last. What? Can't you see that I'm busy? Huh? You have business with Chief Tolta. His house is right over there. Look at that. Look at all those 30 polygons that make up the mountains. You'll love to see it.
おかげさまで良い取引をさせていただきました。
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
今後ともよろしくお願いします。
Thank you for your continued support.
ああ、こちらこそ。
Yes, and same to you.
それにしても、本当にあの価格でいいのかね。
Though, are you sure that price is okay on your end?
他の商人よりも2割は高いぞ。
It's 20% more than what the other merchants paid.
それだけこの村の特産品が認められているというだけです。
Well, you can just take that as a sign of how highly prized this village's specialty is.
十分儲けさせていただいてますから、どうかご心配なく。
I assure you, I'll be making plenty of profit. There's no need to worry about me.
そうか。いや、本当に世話になるの。
I'm glad to hear it. Always a pleasure to work with you.
今度は奥さんやお子さんと一緒に遊びに来なさい。
And feel free to bring your wife and son here with you next time you visit.
歓迎させてもらいますぞ。
Your whole family is welcome in Armorica anytime.
ありがとうございます。
I think I'll do just that.
それでは村長、また寄らせていただきます。
Take care, Chief Tolta. I'm sure I'll be back soon.
またな。
Yes, until next time. So, based off context clues, merchant, buying stuff, selling them, exporting them, pretty much. Gotcha.
おっと、失礼。
I wonder though, could there be something to do with like the incident happening here, ruining the crops and the fields and the flowers, and potentially reducing prices for this region's local specialty in order to buy at the dip or something like that? Is that possibly what's happening here? Just a thought. Oh, pardon me.
今の人は
That man just now.
商人の方みたいだけど。
He seemed to be a merchant.
ま、ここが村長の家なのは確かみてえだな。
What up, Steve? In any event, seems like we found the chief's house.
お前さんたちは。
And who might you all be?
失礼します。
Pardon the intrusion.
あなたがこの村の村長さんでいらっしゃいますか？
Are you the chief of this village, perhaps?
いかにも。
Indeed, I
ト
am.
ルタというものじゃが。
My
あんた
name
た
is
ち
Tolta.
観光客か何かかの。
Are you folks tourists? That was a long
い
pause.
え、
No, sir.
実はこの村であったという魔獣被害を調べに来まして。
We're here to investigate the recent monster attack in the village.
あの件についてか。
Make sure to drink water, my dudes. Oh, yes, that whole issue.
いやな、警備隊の方でも何度か調べてくれたんじゃが。
The folks over at the Guardian Force have stopped by a few times already.
結局何もわからなくてな。あんたたちが来てくれて一安心だ。
Unfortunately, they couldn't find any conclusive leads. However, I'm full of confidence now that all of you are on the job.
これって。
This sudden optimism is familiar.
ああ、またあのパターンだろう。
Yup, same misunderstanding as usual. Oh, I see. He thinks we're bracers.
もう驚かなくなってきたわね。
You only got tea? Guess you'll perish? Rest in peace, Steve. You'll be remembered as Steve, and unfortunately not as your real name, but you'll be remembered.
I'm past the point where it surprises me anymore.
すみません。言葉が足りませんでした。
Sorry, sir. I should have been more clear.
それは。
About what?
残念ながら自分たちは遊撃士協会のものではありません。
Despite what you may be thinking, we aren't from the Bracer Guild.
クロスベル警察特務支援課に所属している捜査官です。
We're from the Crossbell Police Department. Special support section.
クロスベル警察の方じゃったか。
I guess that's a good sign. We haven't immediately been kicked out of his house yet. I see. Looking at you, I had never guessed you were with the police department.
間違えてすまんかったの。
I apologize for the misunderstanding.
何せこの村に町の警察が来ることなどめったになくてな。
The police rarely visit Armorica village, so I can't say I was expecting this.
あのアリオス殿をはじめ遊撃士なら何度も来てるんじゃが。
On the other hand, we've seen a number of racers come through our gates, following Arios's example.
そうですか。
You don't say.
あのおっさん、売れっ子のくせに豆だよな。
Man, how can that guy be so busy 24/7? It's all the time to pop in to check up on everyone.
それでトルタ村長、
Anyway, Chief Tolta,
私たちが捜査に来た経緯は先ほど話した通りです。
as we explained, we came here as part of our investigation into the monster attacks.
お手数ですが、もう一度被害状況などを聞かせていただけませんか。
If you don't mind, could we have you give us the details?
そうじゃな。
Of course. Let me think. I know literally nothing because everybody was sleeping. Well, damn. He doesn't want to send the report, but maybe we'll get something more here. It's okay. Zap Boofy isn't my real name either. Would be a pretty confusing grave sign, though. Would be a very unique one, to be honest. Maybe you should make it that.
あれは3週間前、ちょうど新月の晩のことじゃ。
It happened about 3 weeks ago, on the night of a new
こ
moon.
の村に魔獣の群れが忍び込み、農作物などを荒らしていったんじゃ。
A pack of monsters snuck into our village, laying waste to any crops they could find. How do we know it's monsters? Just because of, like, the tracks
ど
that
の
they
うち
left?
も家畜や果物、小麦などが荒らされてしまった。
Fruit, wheat, even our livestock was hit. Every household in the village was affected by it, to some degree.
確か目撃者はいなかったんですよね。
And there were no eyewitnesses, correct?
クロスベル市とは違って、この村の夜は早いからの。
Yes. Unlike the rowdy folk in the city, people here tend to go to sleep earlier.
朝早くの農作業もあるし、ほとんどの村人は夢の中じゃった。
After all, we need to be up with the roosters for our farm work. So by that time of night, most of us were already fast asleep. I guess there aren't really any gamers out here staying up till, like, what, 3, 4 in the morning,
そ
grinding
し
out
て
ranked?
朝起きてみれば、魔獣どもの足跡と一緒に被害が明らかになったんじゃ。
It was when we woke up in the next morning that we found the paw prints and damage the monsters had left in their wake.
なるほど。
I see.
それで狼型の魔獣だと判明したわけですね。
You what up, Wasabi? So yeah, it's just the paw prints. Is that how you were able to identify them as wolf-like monsters?
残された足跡の形状が犬科のものじゃったからな。
That's right. The paw prints they left were unmistakable.
ちょうどその日に警備隊の巡回パトロールが訪れての。
Fortunately, the CGF just so happened to be patrolling by the village later that day.
念のため周辺地域を捜索してくれたんじゃが。
Once we informed them about the attack, they conducted a search of the perimeter just to be safe.
狼型魔獣の痕跡は影も形もなかった。
And hello there, Steve.
Yet, they didn't find a single trace of the monsters,
なるほど。警備隊の調書通りですね。
just as it's written in the CGF's report.
その通りじゃ。
Indeed so.
それから3週間。再び被害が起きることはなく、今日まで至っておる。
It's now been 3 weeks since then, and we haven't had another attack since.
正直、二度は起こらんと高をくくっていたのじゃが。
To be honest, I thought this was a one-time issue.
まさか他の場所で被害が起きていたとはの。
I'm sorry to hear that other locations have been attacked as well.
はい。
So are we.
しかし魔獣に襲われたにしちゃ村は平穏そのものって感じだよな。
We were noticing on the way in that the whole village looks pretty peaceful for a place that got raided by monsters not that long ago.
被害額も結構なもんだったんじゃ。
Weren't your losses pretty heavy?
いや、それがそれほどでもなかったんじゃ。
No, it isn't as bad as you think.
どのうちも少しずつ何らかの被害を受けただけでの。
While it's true that nearly every household was affected, the damage to each of them was relatively light.
そうなんですか？
But then why? If this was like rabid animals just going wild, why would the damage just be light? I don't think that's how it would work. I feel like, even like rabbits or something getting into the crops would probably end up doing more damage. And my controller disconnected.
It is at full battery. What is wrong with you?
被害の総額にして10万ミラといったところか。
This is merely a rough estimate, but I'd wager the total loss was around 100,000 mira.
まあそれでも被害は被害じゃからの。
Still, a loss is a loss. 100,000 mira. For us, that'd be a lot. For an entire village that basically exports honey, it doesn't seem too bad, I would assume. Then again, we don't know their like exact revenue and whatnot, but Control hates Trails? It does. It does. I use the controller to play a lot of other games. Doesn't happen. Only with Trails. So when I reported that every household took damage, I wasn't technically lying. Are we like talking to the insurance company? Is that what's happening?
さすがに気落ちしておったが、ちょうど良い取引ができてな。
It was a stressful time for the village. Thankfully, we were able to strike a business deal that'll help us recover. The thing that you just settled? Suspicious. Yeah, man, I think it definitely has something to do with potentially getting all of their product. But, like, what else would there be? It was the price? Because he said he sold the price, like, higher than usual. So it couldn't have been, like, to get in at a low price and then sell high. Unless it's to just bleed somebody else dry of the product. Or do they need it for something else? Then they wouldn't have to do this. They could just buy it normally. I don't know, man.
みな、受けた被害をだいたい帳消しにできたんじゃ。
I'm happy to say that we've finally been able to break even from our losses now.
良い取引。
A business
も
deal.
しかして先ほどのお客さんですか？
Was it with the guests that just left?
うん。彼はここ数年、わしらと懇意にしてくれているクロスベル市の貿易商でな。
That's right. He's a trader from the city. Over the past few years, we've maintained a healthy business relationship. Well, then maybe it's not that dude specifically. Because a couple of years to set up a job like this just to buy high makes no sense. You know. He's probably just actually being nice. But then again, I don't trust nice people. They just want us to think that they're nice. And it's gone.
被害の話を聞いて、取引額を少し上乗せしてくれたんじゃよ。
The beasts attacking honeymakers? I suspect bears? The paw prints said that they were wolf-like monsters. I'm assuming something like werewolves, potentially? But what would be the motive? That's what we're trying to figure out here. I'm hurt? So am I, man. So am I. After hearing about the damages, he increases What if I just play with keyboard? How do I play this game with keyboard? No, that's a bad idea. I'm not playing this game with keyboard. Do I have another controller somewhere? I guess I do. I do have one with a cord. I bought it when I was learning to play fighting games. I could use that, maybe. If it keeps happening, I'll just head out and grab that. I'm pretty sure it's in my closet somewhere. Bears are very sneaky. They can imitate other animals, such as other bears. Now that's big brain. After hearing about the damages, he increased his offers by a wide margin. Bless his soul.
いやはや、なんともありがたい話じゃ。
You don't see that kind of generosity too often in people.
そうだったんですか。
He sounds like a kind man.
貿易商か。道理で仕立ての良さそうな格好をしていたわけだぜ。
A trader, huh? That explains his fancy get-up. Friends like that don't come cheap.
まあそれに。
Yes, well...
今のクロスベルの状況を考えれば、この程度の被害はむしろ軽いかもしれん。
Considering the shape Crossbell is in, these damages are the least of our worries. Chief Tota. I like how in Japanese it's just, eh?
それは一体。
Sorry, could you explain? Okay, you know what? Screw this. 1 second, my dudes. Alright. Swapping controllers. Hopefully this one works. It's strange because it's also like not connected normally. I use the actual like USB dongle for my Vader 4 Pro, but it does not like Trails at all. Okay.
おっと、これは余計なことを言ったかの。
Okay, everything's working. Problem is it uses PlayStation stuff, so hopefully the game translates it well. USB and Bluetooth together is like a team of technological miscreants. I don't know. You would hope that they had figured it out by now. But I suppose, especially when it comes to PC, there's just a million different possible configurations. So who knows what could be happening under the hood right now.
すまんすまん、忘れてくれ。
My apologies. Don't worry about all that
おい
nonsense.
おい村
Can't
長
just
さ
say
ん
that and leave it be. What? Hey now, Chief. You can't just leave us hanging like
そ
that.
んな言い方をされたら余計に気になるっての
Drop a juicy tidbit like that in front of us, and of course we're gonna want to know more.
そうですね。思わせぶりすぎるかと。
Agreed. I do not appreciate being left in the dark.
それもそうか。
I suppose I understand what you mean.
年寄りの世まいごとかもしれんが、それでも構わんかい。
The ramblings of an old man may not be that interesting to young people like yourselves, but if you're still curious, I can explain.
いや、どうか聞かせてください。
Interesting. Don't know if we're making steps to figuring these things out. It's more complex. I think it transfers data faster. Supposed to be more stable. Doesn't seem to be. Yes, sir. Please tell us everything you know.
どこにどんな手がかりがあるかわからない状況ですから。
At this point, any information at all might be able to help our investigation.
それならば。
Well, if you insist.
お前さんたち、新郎という言葉を聞いたことはあるかね。
I have not. Have you ever heard of the divine wolves? Isn't it quite funny that wolf-like creatures have been attacking everybody, and now you're mentioning the divine wolves, whatever this thing is?
新郎
Divine wolves?
神の狼ですか。
As in wolves with divine power? I mean, yeah. As the name would suggest, I
デ
would
ー
think
タベー
so.
スでも見かけたことのない言葉ですね。
I do not believe such a term exists in the database.
Are we talking about an organization or actually divine
や
wolves?
はりか。
Just as I thought.
そうなると、町でこの話はもう伝わっておらんのじゃな。
This legend must be long lost in the city.
なんとも寂しい限りじゃのう。
A shame, really.
その新郎というのは一体
The music changed up as well. Sorry, but what exactly is a divine wolf? Don't think I've ever heard the term before.
その昔、このクロスベルの地に住んでいたという獣たちじゃ。
The divine wolves are an ancient species of beast that once resided in Crossbell.
白い毛並みを持つ狼の姿をしておったという。
Stories describe them as wolves with fur as white as snow.
それって
You don't
今
mean...
回の被害を起こしたのと同じ。
Could these divine wolves be the culprits behind Armorica Village's damages?
確証はない。が、そうであっても不思議はない。
There's no evidence for it, of course, but personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
古い伝承によれば、新郎たちはただの魔獣ではなく、エイドスが使わした聖獣じゃったらしい。
You see, the old legends mention that these divine wolves are not ordinary creatures, but holy beasts sent by Eidos herself.
古より血で血を洗うような戦に巻き込まれてきたクロスベルの地。
We definitely haven't heard anything about these divine wolves yet. I think. Maybe I'm forgetting something. But regardless, not sure if that's true. It might be a thing of we're being led to believe the story of divine wolves when in reality it's something else. But then at the end of our investigation, we see a divine wolf somewhere in the distance. That could be a thing. Or it actually is just them. And they're doing this for some reason that we do not yet know. I'm inclined to believe that they're probably a real thing, especially considering we've literally seen a dragon before in this series. So compared to a wolf with holy power supposedly sent by Eidos herself, it's not too far-fetched. Not sure if we'll actually see one in the flesh though. Can you go and stop the attacks of these unusual wolves that started to happen recently? Yeah, right. Such a weird thing to bring up, and it being coincidental to the thing that we're investigating at the moment. Thought they grew honey, not holy beets? Oh, hell yeah. Heresy? Are there just a bunch of heretics in this village? They don't seem like the type, but then again, we basically only been here for like a couple of minutes in-game. In reality, we've been here for 40 minutes.
そこで人の愚かさを見守りながら時に気まぐれに無力な人を助ける
As the divine wolves watched the foolishness of man play out before them, they would occasionally help the weak or injured.
そんな存在だったらしい
At least, that's how the legend goes.
そんな伝承が
I can't believe I never heard this before.
Well, living in the city, probably don't really care about it anymore.
白い狼が出てくる童話を昔読んだことがあるような。
You sure those dragons weren't imaginary? Oh boy. Oh boy, Steve. We're stooping low for this one, aren't we?
Something about this sounds familiar. Yeah, I think I read a fairy tale about a white wolf when I was a little kid.
確か町の図書館に置いてあった気がする。
If I remember right, they had a book like that at the library.
おそらくその童話は伝承を下敷きにしとるのだろう
Yes, I've no doubt the legend of the divine wolves serve as the basis for that particular fairy tale.
しかしこの数十年でクロスベルは変わってしまった
As I'm sure you are all aware, Crossbell has undergone drastic changes in the past few decades.
帝国共和国双方の影響下で貿易都市として発展するうちに過去の記憶は忘れ去られていった
Once it became the center of trade in Zamuria, being influenced by both the Empire and Republic, Crossbell began to forget its own past.
そしていつしか新郎たちは姿を消したという
And with that, the divine wolves slowly vanished.
I'm not sure exactly on the history of Crossbell City, but it seems to me like this is more of like what used to be a trading post turned into a city over time, considering the position in between two like major powers and trade having to pass through here. So obviously prosperity would come eventually, but if they did start off as something like that, then I can certainly see them having more traditional or like local beliefs and things. At least, you know, in my head it makes sense with the progression and the culture of the people living there at the time. And all this slowly being forgotten, but like, they're not going to put this in the game and not have this be plot relevant somehow. Or potentially be some sort of misdirect.
さしずめ人間に愛想を尽かしたってところかね
Huh. Sounds like they just got fed up with our bullcrap. Can't say I blame them.
わしはそう考えておるよ
Those are my thoughts exactly.
ただまあそんな時代の狭間で姿を消した新郎たちのことじゃ
But it's hard to say for certain what the divine wolves' true intentions are.
もし戻ってきたのだとすれば何かの警鐘を鳴らしに現れたのかもしれんと思ってな
If they have returned after all this time, I can only imagine it would be to warn us of things to come.
継承ですか。
Why would you think that?
こう言ってはなんだが今のクロスベル市の発展はあまりに急すぎる気がする
It may be out of my place to say, but I feel that Crossbell City has been developing too rapidly and too aggressively. Yeah. It's the classic city folk versus country folk, wanting things to stay the same and other people wanting to rapidly develop things. I believe that was my graduation project from high school.
I was doing some research into a particular area in Bangkok that was under like a lot of reconstruction by an architectural company to make it into like a new and hip side of town for tourism and stuff like that. And I went in to interview all the people there, the people who were against it, people who were for it. It was an interesting clash between the two and trying to figure out a good middle ground of how that development would happen in a way that didn't disturb anybody or in any like negative way. Cases like that, I think usually it's gonna be the people with the money who end up winning, like most things in life. And while I do understand the feelings of the people who wanted things to stay the same, well, the same also wasn't really doing very well. So I can't fully agree with that. But completely uprooting people from where they lived in order to make like a new mall or something is also not too appealing. Oh no, it's hard to say. The G word from a VTuber. Did I have to panic? The G word? What's the G word that I used? Oh, graduation? Yeah, no worries, but I'll be here for hopefully quite a whiles. Okay, Lorax. Yeah, pretty much. Shut up, Gecko.
たまにバスで街に出ると
That's a different G
変わ
word.
りように愕然とするくらいじゃ。
Last time I took the bus down to visit, all those changes left my jaw on the floor.
誰もが今だけに追い立てられ、過去を振り返る余裕がないような。
It's as if people are so caught up living in the moment. They no longer have the time to remember the past.
そんな風にも見えてしまうんじゃ。
That's how I see it anyway. So-called progress is not always positive. I mean, that is true, but I don't really know if stagnation is also positive. Gotta find some sort of middle ground between the two. Although that's, not always possible. It's interesting to live in a place where many people are in between city and country folk because our cities are so small. Well, that kind of scenario would have a lot of people with very unique perspectives, I suppose. It really is like a proximity to the city kind of thing that really changes how people think. And I guess just the usual cultural values and whatnot.
返す言葉もありません。
I don't know what to say.
おっといやいや、説教するつもりではないんじゃ。
Oh dear, I wasn't intending to lambast you poor kids with the sermon.
ただまあ、そう考えると、この村が襲われた被害というのも彼らなりの警告。
I just think it's possible that this attack might have been a warning from the returning divine wolves.
そんな風にも捉えられるのではないかと思ってな。
It's just one way of interpreting things, I suppose. That is a way to interpret it, but on the flip side, if the Divine Wolves were actually the ones to attack Armorica Village because of the progress of Crossbell, why the fuck did they attack Armorica Village? Why not attack Crossbell? Armorica Village is kind of staying as Armorica Village, and they're kind of just chilling out here as country folk. If that's really what they were angered by, the progress of the city, then hurting the country folk makes no sense. I don't think they would do that. It's just one way of interpreting things. Yeah, I don't think it's the
どうや
correct
ら
way
真
though,
面目
right
に受け
now.
取られてしまったようじゃのう。
But it looks to me like you all took the story a bit too seriously.
まあ、年寄りの世まいごとじゃ。本気に捉えん方がいいじゃろ。
Please ignore me. Those were nothing more than the ramblings of an old man who doesn't know when to stop talking.
いえ、いろいろと参考になりました。
Oh, no, sir. Not at all. That was very valuable information. Well, yeah. This is one of those things where it's like, it's better to know what the people are thinking what they believe in and where they stand. Especially if you're the person going in to try and make change or progress happen, right? How do you find the middle ground if you don't understand the other side?
今回の魔獣被害について別の視点が持てた気がします。
Although, I suppose that may be the entire crux of this game, right? Where we have all these politicians doing things, making decisions, and not really respecting people, mostly just looking at profit and stuff. We haven't really gotten into that side of things yet, but I'm almost certain we're going to. I think we may even be able to tackle this case from a new angle now.
それならいいが。
I guess it was worth it then.
捜査に来たと言っておったが、他に協力できることはあるかね。
Well, back to the subject at hand. You came here to conduct an investigation, right? Is there anything else I can do to assist you?
そうですね。
Yes, actually.
一応村の他の方々に聞き込みをしても構いませんか？
Maybe have your permission to ask the villagers about the incident?
ああ、お前さんたちなら特に問題ないじゃろ。
As long as it's you four, that shouldn't be a problem.
ちょうど昼時じゃ。外に農作業に出ていた者も帰ってきていると思うぞ。
And it's about noon, too. Perfect. Most people should be getting back from their farm work right about this time. Alright. Still an investigation here? Maybe I haven't given the CPD enough credit. You may be a match for the guild. The only thing I'm certain of is that it took place in the dead of night. I don't know whether you'll find relevant information, but you're free to ask around the village for any details. AKA, talk to everybody again. Oh. Okay.
行きます。
よし。
Yeah, everything still seems to be in the same spot. That still be working.
Just like my husband, I was fast asleep while the beast attacked. I'm sorry. I wish I could be of more help to you. I have an idea. Why don't you ask the people who live near where the brunt of the damage was?
Sneaky move, making me talk to NPCs in a Trails game? Impossible. This is where my speedrun ends. How could they?
新郎か。
Divine wolves, eh?
いきなり面白い話に出くわしちまったな。
Who knew we'd be adding some legendary beasties to our list of suspects?
そうだな。
Right?
本当に新郎がいるのか、現時点ではわからないけど。
Unfortunately, we can't confirm or deny their existence at the moment,
容疑者の候補くらいには考えてもいいかもしれない。
but it's something to keep in mind as we continue our investigation.
あなたらしい言い方ね。
What a very Lloyd thing to
確
say.
かに足跡が残っていた以上、狼型魔獣がいたのは事実みたい。
At the very least, the paw prints found at the scene of the crime confirmed the presence of some kind of wolf-like beasts.
そして痕跡一つ残さずどこかに消えてしまった。
But they somehow managed to vanish without a trace.
おかしいですね。
It does not make sense.
村に足跡が残っていたのなら、その後もたどれそうですけれど。
If they left paw prints, you would normally be able to follow them back to their origin.
確かに。それもそうだな。
Right. Chalk that up as another mystery.
警備隊の追跡調査を振り切ったということか。
We're dealing with something that was able to elude the CGF's investigators. I'm going to assume that the CGF investigators are competent enough to know what they're doing, and they're not trying to hide any information from us. This kind of seems like a thorn in their side, so I don't really know why they would be working with these people. That wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, no, I think they are just elusive enough to evade investigation or tracking like that. But if they were just normal wild beasts, they wouldn't be able to do that. So something's fishy. That's all we still know.
ま、険しい獣道に入られたら人間にはお手上げだろうしな。
Well, for all we know, they might have just slunk off through some secret path in the woods. Are there any, like, nearby rivers or whatever they could, like, wade through that would hide their tracks?
あんまり深く考えても仕方ないんじゃねえか。
So no use straining your brain over it till we get more details, you know?
そうだな。
Yeah, you're right.
よし。それじゃあ早速聞き込みを始めよう。
Alright, let's start with gathering whatever intel we can around here.
それと昼時だし、ついでにランチでも取ろうか。
Bold of you to presume non-MC's level of competence. I know. The classic JRPG thing of literally nobody else knows what to do until MC gets there. But I don't think Trails really falls into that trope. Thankfully. We have a bunch of capable characters. Even NPCs. And considering it's already noon, we might as well grab lunch while we're here too. I don't have any money though. I can't
歩
wait.
き回ったおかげでお腹が空いちゃったわ。
That hike really stirred up my appetite.
私もです。
Same
そ
here.
んじゃま、聞き込みしながら宿酒場にでも向かいますか。
I'm always down for some grub. Why don't we head on over to the inn and see what info we can find on the way? Alright, let's talk to everybody again. Oh, the dude who was over here is gone. How dare he move? That is suspicious behavior. What are you doing? Earlier, I heard the chief mention something about divine wolves. He may be my father, but I can't help getting annoyed that he won't let go of silly things like so-called divine wolves. I just want him to start focusing on improving the village, not worrying about things from the past. Yeah, the young, hot-headed, new next generation. That's how they be. Nobody up here. Hello. Not too long ago, our fields got torn to shreds by some monsters. Damn things didn't even spare our livestock. We found some paw prints that looked like they were from some kind of canine. Whatever it was, I can say it ain't from around these parts, that's for sure. Maybe they really were those divine wolves the chief was talking about. Doubtful. Press X to doubt.
Did those wolves do something bad to the village? I don't really know what happened. So I heard Chief Tota mention that divine wolves were the culprit or something. Psh, you don't even need to worry. If they mess with us again, the Great Camille will teach them a lesson.
Sure. You go do that, kid.
During the day, you'll find my husband tending the fields near the village. He's on his lunch break now. With all this talk of monsters and the recent attack, I wish he wouldn't stray too far from the village. I've been worried sick ever since that happened. I rarely let my kids out of my sight now.
Well, I mean, if all they're able to do is just run around this empty plaza to the same spot over and over again, they're probably doing okay. Huh? The attack 3 weeks ago? You mean that one everyone's been making a big deal about? I was fast asleep when it happened, so I don't remember much about it. Plus, I heard we are already made up for the losses we took. Why can't we just forget about it and move on? I guess there are people like that. But don't you want to know? What happened? The apiary certainly took a hit in that wolf attack, and by extension, so did we. But our losses really weren't as significant as you'd expect. The whole thing sounds so absurd when you actually think about it. I mean, if some monsters were behind it, shouldn't there have been more damage? That's what I'm saying. I guess we were lucky. I'll need to give an extra prayer today to thank Adios for protecting us like she did. 28 bite marks.
Is that a reference to something? Is that the bite of 87? Huh? You want to know about the night those wolves attacked? Well, I know it's been about 3 weeks since then. Sorry, I don't remember much more than that.
This girl is just staring at the water. So she is. Wait, I think the inn was our destination. Let's talk to other people first. Oh shit. I fucked up. Never mind. Let me drink some water.
Ah, such a nice day out.
Oh, you guys here to do a little fishing too? Not exactly. We're officers from the Crossbow Police Department. We're here to investigate the monster attack that took place roughly 3 weeks ago. You don't strike me as Armorican, but if you know anything about it, anything at all, please do tell us. Oh, so that's what you're here for. If memory serves me right, I was trying to catch a python head around then, so I wasn't actually in the village. You can bet your horses I heard the stories afterwards, though.
I see. Well, thank you for letting us have a moment of your time. We'll just have to find leads elsewhere.
Sorry I couldn't be more helpful. But man, y'all have to travel all the way out here for police stuff? Not gonna lie, that sounds rough. Oh, that reminds me. You guys happen to fish? A day as beautiful as this comes once in a blue moon. Be a shame if you weren't able to kick back and enjoy the sun for a bit. Oh boy. Yep. Oh, I can't forget about this either. Okay. Gotta catch them all. This notebook is an angler's best friend. You can use it to record every detail about every catch from color to size. Are you sure this is okay? It's like you're giving us an entire starting kit. No worries. I'm a part of the Fisherman's Guild. Our whole mission is to promote the culture and magnificence of fishing. It's common practice for us to have a few beginner sets on hand, in case you run into someone interested in fishing. My goodness. They're very dedicated to their craft, are they? Is there like a real world adjacent fisherman's club thing? I'm sure there is, but are they like actually this gung-ho like they are in Trails? Fishing is like a completely foreign concept to me. I don't know anybody who fishes. I've never fished myself. I don't know anything about that world at all, outside of video games. Become the next fishing champion? Oh, I'm sure there's probably like a side quest or something, or we have to. We'll see. Think that counts as a bribe at best, lobbying at worst? I don't know. Are there any specific laws about this? Well, that may be a loophole. We stopped by their building before. I think I have a better idea of what they do now after meeting this guy. Fishing is one of those hobbies that are normie enough that a lot of people do it. I think that is the issue, right? Like, it's a normie hobby. I wouldn't exactly describe myself as a normie. Nor would I have the money to actually engage in said hobby. One would assume, like, the fishing gear and whatnot, there's probably varying degrees of prices, but like, going outside, renting a boat or something, and spending time just sitting fishing up things that you probably also aren't gonna eat, I don't know. I don't know if I have the time for that. Rod and gun clubs are common in the States? Here fishing clubs aren't really a thing and get lumped with hunting commonly. Ah, I see. So just hunting all just collectively in general. That makes sense. Like when you think of a hunter's association or whatever, a place where you buy any hunting gear, they probably have like those fish or whatever hanging up on the wall. Or just like pictures of them out fishing. Sometimes you gotta unplug. I guess that's fair. I unplug by like running. Exercising. And not really about fishing, but you know, I guess exercising is a more high effort thing. And sometimes you're just not about that. Hey, this is a stroke of luck. Now we got a nice hobby we can do between jobs or something.
Right. Well, one of us, not me, fishes. The rest can take the chance to rest. Rest is a necessity, you know. From what you're saying, I'm guessing you two are still tired from the walk here.
Now that I think about it, last time I fished was when Guy first taught me. Once Guy joined the police, we never had much time to go, but maybe I should try to get back into it. Yeah, well, I guess that's a good reason, right? Like it's something someone who you care deeply about taught you, and going fishing reminds you of them. Yeah, I can see that. It's just that, like, when it comes to hunting or fishing, I just don't have anybody in my life or my family who really does any of that. So it's, yeah, just completely foreign to me. You do some exorcism? Based? Yeah. I watched The Exorcist once, and I now qualify as an exorcist myself. They both have to go through the Fish and Game office for their licenses, so it's mostly convenience. Also, licensed fishermen typically do keep their catch. Ah, gotcha. If you're itching to try it out, there's a pretty nice fishing spot in Armorica. It's right there. See that little jetty over there? Cast your line around there and you get bites in no time.
I appreciate the advice. Thanks for everything.
Ripple on the water's surface indicates a prime spot for fishing. After interacting with a fishing spot and selecting the proper rod and bait, Lloyd will cast his line. When the exclamation mark pops up, quickly press a button to reel in Lloyd's catch. This sounds awfully familiar. Information regarding caught fish is recorded in the fishing notebook, so give it a look. I was kind of hoping that the fishing minigame changed because, oh boy, my reaction time is ass. But I guess not. Kind of an inexpensive hobby. The priciest point is the license, if you're not doing it competitively. Gotcha. I guess that's fair. I also don't really know like the prices for fishing gear. The ones that I have seen though are pretty pricey, but it's probably similar to like buying golf clubs. You can spend as much as you want on them. Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get any better. Same mechanic doesn't change for a few games yet. Gotcha. Takes practice. Inevitably, I'll likely get it. Like, I mean, all the fishing things that we had to do or forced to do in the previous games, I did get done. It's just something I would prefer not to do. Maybe your fighting game experience will have helped your reaction times? That's all I can really hope. I hope my fighting game experience helps me also play fighting games. I still kinda suck. Man, the last Fatal Fury stream was kinda painful. Just one particular combo, I could not press buttons in the exact order that my brain was telling me to. It was so frustrating.
Farm work requires love and dedication. We make sure to treat every single crop like it was a child of ours. When our fields were hit by the attack, I'm sure you can imagine how much that hurt the village, right?
I see you're very excited there, Chief, but I would recommend not using all caps, please. It is a part of our rules. At least not often. The morning after the incident, I found my truck covered head to toe in these ugly scratches. Goddess, it drives me up the damn wall every time I think about it. This here truck's crucial to the village's business. Whoever did this has hell to pay. Ahem. Anyway, these scratch marks definitely came from some kind of canine. Interesting. He scratched up the car? Do they specifically know how to do that? Why? So, like, I don't know if that kind of rules out people dressed up in suits or something. It's like, why would they do that? Like astronomy, if you want, you can spend astronomical sums on fancy fishing gear, especially with fly fishing. Fly binding is an art and they can get real expensive. Fly fishing? That I'm not familiar with. I think I've heard of it before, but I don't know how that's different from regular fishing. Huh? You want information on those wolves? Well, the fields that I'm in charge of were damaged a little bit, so that wasn't great. Bear in mind, no one actually saw the beast, so they might be smarter than we think. Maybe.
Mr. Hayworth told us that he's going to be heading home soon. Don't you just love him? He's so kind, genuine, and handsome. Can you believe he's married? He even has a kid. Oh, I am so jealous of his wife.
Excuse me? You're just telling this to me? Alright. Oh, munch. Your omelet rice is the real deal, Gofen. If I could have a plate of this on my deathbed, I could die happy. Glad to hear my laboring in the kitchen is well worth the effort. Excuse us. Sorry to interrupt. Fly fishing, the bait is an artificial fly. You keep flicking the rod to make the fly land on the water and take off. Trying to get river fish to go to the surface for a delicious insect. Ah, fly fishing. Okay, that makes sense. Quite literally the bait that you use. Not gonna lie, dudes, I had a pretty funny image in my head of just like a fisherman with a regular fishing rod, but he just has like wings. Fly fishing. Also, hello, Daniel, and welcome, naturalist. Can I help you? Yes, actually. You see, we're from the Crossbow Police Department. We were curious to know if you had any details regarding the wolf attack. Can you remember anything at all? Yo, what's up, Mimsy Gaming? In the middle of this game myself, what chapter are you on? Actually, I think we're on chapter 2? Either chapter 2 or chapter 1. Was chapter 1 with, Actually, you know what? Just in case. I'm not gonna say. But people in chat will probably know. Don't want to spoil anything on accident. The wolf attack? Okay, good. You're already past it then. Yeah, trying to figure out what is happening here with the wolf attack. Not too sure. That incident 3 weeks ago, you mean? From what I recall, everyone had work pretty early the next day, so you were all asleep by that time. It was like the monsters appeared at the perfect time to strike. Yeah, I mean, they clearly knew that people weren't going to be there. Their goal wasn't to hurt people, but to mess up, well, the crops, the apiary. But like, why? Talk about an unlucky break. I'm afraid that's all I can really share with you. That's about all I'd be able to tell you too. Most of the guests I've talked to didn't see anything either. That's unfortunate. And here I was hoping for some solid evidence right off the bat. Well, that's kind of what you hope for, right? As an investigator, as a detective. When you see it in like media and dramas and stuff, they usually get the big clues, the big leads. But if I had to imagine like real actual detective work, it's probably mostly just legwork and dead ends everywhere. I don't know. And the people who do know ain't gonna tell you anything. Well, that's how investigations go. Yeah, maybe I was a little too early on that one. Lloyd was just gonna say it. Answers only show up when you're patient and steadily gather information.
That may be, but do you think we can take a break? My stomach is going to implode.
Oh, you folks haven't eaten yet? This is the perfect opportunity to get you four hooked on our inn specialty, omelet rice, on the house. On the house? Damn. Imagine being a detective and forgetting your controller at home so you cannot press X to doubt. That would be so sad. Imagine bringing the wrong controller too. You brought your Xbox controller, so there is no X. Have you already played the Sky Arc? I have indeed, Mimsy. Played through all the games from the very beginning. And this one would be the fourth that we played so far. Enjoyed all of them immensely. And I'm glad that you've grown to love the series. I wasn't familiar with the series at all until we started it, and yeah, I can definitely say it's become one of my favorites. I look forward to these trail streams every Wednesday. Oh, no, that's not necessary, sir. Nonsense. Just think of it as my way of welcoming some new friends. Or just think of it as a marketing tactic. Next time you visit Armorica Village, come stop by the Ash Tree Inn for lunch. Actually, I think Insania was talking about this earlier. That they put the recipe up there on the wall as a marketing tactic. I guess confirmed canon. I'll take the blame for introducing Zero to Trails. Very much so. I believe Pun had gifted me like the first Trails in the Sky game. And that's kind of where it all started. It's only because there's an X on the Xbox controller and the original Press X to Doubt game used that controller? Really? I guess I'm not familiar. No, wait, no. My bad. Yes, there is an X on the Xbox controller. Duh. X and Y, A and B. I was thinking of like looking down at the X on my PlayStation controller right now. They don't have it on the Xbox controller. Never mind. Recipe was missable? Hey. I guess you're not really talking to a person. I think this was the first recipe that you really got from just like looking at a sign. I think. Could be wrong. Can't refuse that generosity, can we?
Lloyd, we might as well take him up on his kind offer, if that's the case. I second that notion. Well, okay, I guess. We'd love some omelet rice.
Good deal. Why don't you folks find yourselves an empty table while I whip up your meal? What the hell? Maybe I am growing old, my dudes. I'm just sitting here like playing Trails, put my left hand on my left knee and then find out, oh, there's blood there. I think I banged my knee on something. I don't know when this happened, but it's just cut open. It's a small cut, it'll be fine. Wednesday is my one day I don't have a stream to watch. Glad to hear you're enjoying it. Hey. Well, glad you stopped by. Swung by just to see somebody play Trails. In only a few minutes, 4 steaming plates of omelet rice were brought to Lloyd's table. The SSS, after demolishing the deliciously simple meal, felt completely recovered from their long hike to Armorica Village. Happens to me all the time. At least I'm not alone. You should probably stop leaking. Oh no, it's part of the human nature, you know? Gotta leak sometime. I do it on stream. Most people attending to the fields come back during lunchtime. I can't say that business is booming, but we manage. I'm just happy to keep this place running for my regulars. Okay. The day before the attack, everyone in the village went to sleep early because we had to wake up at dawn for work. It was like the monsters appeared at the perfect time to strike. Talk about an unlucky break. I'm afraid that's all I can really share with you. So what? No leads? Was there anybody upstairs who'd be able to talk to? Oh!
おや、あなた方は
Aren't you...
さっきの
Oh, it's you.
確かクロスベル市で貿易商をされている方ですね。
You're a trader from Crossbell City, aren't you?
村長からお聞きになりましたか？
That's right. I suppose Chief Tota must have told you. I blame Mirai Nikki for this. The moment I see a pink-haired character, I immediately think Yandere.
はじめまして、ハロルド・ヘイワスと言います。
Or is it more purple? Looks pink to me on my screen. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Harold Hayworth.
クロスベル市で小さな貿易商を営んでおりまして、
I run a small trading company out of Crossbell City.
皆さんもひょっとして買い付けにいらっしゃったんですか？
Did the four of you come here as buyers too?
いえ、自分たちは
No, actually we're
警察の方だったんですか？これは失礼しました。
Oh, you're with the CPD? My apologies for the misunderstanding.
しかし、特務支援課、どこかで聞いたことがあるような。
The special support section, though. Why does that name sound so familiar?
そうです、クロスベルタイムズ。
Oh, of course, the Crossbell Times.
やっぱり読まれていましたか。
I take it you read that article on us.
そのお恥ずかしい限りです。
Please try not to let that influence your opinion of us.
そんなに恥ずかしがらなくても、
There's no need to be embarrassed.
設立されたばかりだというのに、頑張ってるみたいじゃないですか。
All I see is a group of individuals who are working hard in a newly formed division of the
あ
CPD.
の記事だって確かに少々皮肉めいた書き方でしたけど、
Sure, that article may not have been the most
あ
flattering.
なた方の頑張りを好意的に捉えていたと思いますよ。
But to be honest, I thought it genuinely tried to paint your efforts as earnest.
そうですかね。
It's always the eternal question, at least for me, when I run into characters like this. Are you actually a nice person? or are you playing? What is your game, sir? I don't trust anything. I don't even trust myself. Do you really think so?
好意的に解釈すればそう取れなくもないですが。
I suppose it could be interpreted like that, from a more optimistic perspective.
書いた本人を知ってるから素直にはうなずきにくいかもな。
Well, maybe knowing the author just made us assume the worst.
しかし、狼型魔獣ですか。
Anyway, you mentioned wolf-like monsters?
医科大学でも聞きましたが、少しばかり心配ですね。
I've heard talk of a similar incident that took place over at St. Ursula Medical College. It's worrisome to think this is happening all over.
It is.
But why attack there?
If you cannot trust yourself, who to trust? No one. Trust no one, Azaleos. Not even yourself. Live life on the edge. You figure out that Lloyd is the big bad of this game? Oh, man. Thanks, bud. I know my detective skills haven't waned. Although, the only way I can truly confirm this is if I call up Kiwi, have her join stream, and just like, look at this character. If she at all expresses any sort of hint that she likes this guy, we got him, boys. Bag him, tag him.
ハロルドさんは医科大学の方でもお仕事が。
Do you do business with St. Ursula too, Mr. Hayworth?
ええ、病院で必要な備品を下ろさせてもらっているんです。
Yes, I do. You see, I wholesale medical supplies to them every so often.
あちらでは怪我人が出たという噂もありますし、
Rumor has it that someone there was injured during the attack.
それに
At least it
鉱
was
山
only
町で
injured.
も被害が起きているそうですね。
Oh, that's another part that I forgot. Injured. Not dead. Not eaten. Just a bunch of people injured. So it's not like wild animals attacking for food and sustenance. It's just damage. You can trust me? You know what, Argoth? I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm trying to think of an instance of when I shouldn't trust Argoth. Got him? Indeed, Chia. We got him. Slice him, dice him, no need to be nice to him. And that's immediately what you should do the moment you run into somebody who's acting too nice. Don't trust it. Attack first.
ええ、現在警備隊の方で捜索が行われているみたいです。
Unfortunately so. The Guardian Force is conducting a search there as we speak.
そうですか。
That's reassuring at least.
そちらの方にも近いうちに挨拶に伺わないと。
Perhaps I should pay Maines a visit as well.
そういえば
Why? You heard there were damages there. Now you're deciding to go there and, what, help spread the love? You just want to give people money? What is happening? Send Harold to hell before it's too late? Yeah. He should burn in hell for his sins of being nice. In a video game. How dare he? By the way, Mr. Hayworth, something has me curious.
随分良心的な価格で特産品をお買い上げになったとか。
We heard you gave the village a very generous offer on the goods you came here to buy today.
村長から聞いたんですか？
Did Chief Toto tell you that too?
別に事前とかそういうわけでもないんです。
I assure you, it wasn't an act of charity or anything of the sort.
蜂蜜をはじめ、この村の特産品は最近評価が上がっていましてね。
Armorica's specialty items, especially their honey, received glowing reviews these past few months.
これを機に少しでも村の方々の印象を良くできればと、そんな打算もあるんですよ。
I simply wanted to use the opportunity to leave a nice impression on the people here. It's just good business after all. Oh boy. Whenever anybody says good business, there are two things that I think of. One is Pirates of the Caribbean. The other is Cinder. And if you're not familiar with that situation, it's best that you don't know. Just leave it be.
なるほどな。
Pretty shrewd, I'll give you that.
商売は信用第一。そういうわけですか。
I believe I understand now. As they say, trust is the foundation of business.
いい商売をなさっているみたいですね。
If that's the case, you must be running a smooth operation.
いや、私などまだまだ駆け出しもいいところですよ。
Oh no, I still have a lot to learn about
しか
business.
し申し訳ないですね。
Also, allow me to
もう少
apologize.
し皆さんのお役に立てる情報があればよかったんですが。
I sincerely wish I had more useful information to give
い
you.
や、そんな気にしないでください。
Bro, were you even here? That was just business, though? I mean, yeah. Yeah, true. The exact wording was just business. But at least to me, and maybe to some other people too, hopefully, and it wasn't just a me thing, it really did give off the same vibes as that scene from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just good business. No, please don't let that bother
す
you.
みませんでした。時間を取らせてしまって。
After all, we should be the ones apologizing, taking up all your time like this.
いえいえ、聞き込み頑張ってください。
Not at all. Best of luck to you all with your investigation. He's too nice. I'm on to you, Harold. Uh-huh. Yes. You have my full support. If you have the need to support the special support section, please make a generous donation. We are out of money. Big bad wolves sneaking into the village? Something that crazy would never happen in Crossbell City. This entire situation sucks. Why the heck would my mom want to move to a place like this? Clearly, he's a nice man. He's rich. We all know all rich people are very nice. This is a correlation. The recent attack gave me quite the scare. Considering how peaceful it was that night, I could hardly believe my eyes. I know we're living on the countryside, but it's still a bit of unnerving to see monsters wander into civilized areas. Oh, what do you know? Maybe the village was built in a path that monsters usually migrate in. Maybe you're the ones invading their territory.
これで一通り聞き込みは終わりでしょうか?
This is not a serious observation. I don't think that's what's happening here. I believe this should conclude our investigation here.
ああ、こんなもんだろ。
I agree.
しかし思ったほど大した情報は聞けなかったな。
Shame we didn't really learn anything new.
目撃情報はともかく、狼の逃亡でも聞いてるやつがいないかと思ったんだが。
Eyewitness testimonies aside, I was positive we'd find someone who'd at least heard a wolf howling or something.
そうね。
It is strange. Thinking about it though, we were specifically given this job because they wanted us to have the perspective of somebody different from like the CGF. One would assume the CGF investigators have at least done this much, right? When it comes to investigating the job, what actually happened here with the incident. We should be doing something different, but like what else would we do? How differently would we look at the case? Time to talk to people again. Book now available in the village? Oh, no, okay. Go around the village 3 times, I see. Maybe the Divine Wolves are battling against a new challenger in the Divine Pantheon? The Almighty Capital? Potentially. You never know. The Divine Wolf thing may come into play. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Ash Ketchum death battle? I don't know. It's been a while since I've done a death battle. And I'm not too into them. Maybe someday if I want to get back into it, I will, but I'm not gonna promise that.
まあいい。とりあえずこの村でできる捜査は終了だ。
Anyway, I think we've covered just about everything we can here.
次は医科大学。一旦町に戻るとしよう。
Next up is St. Ursula Medical College. We'll have to head back to the city first, though.
ええ、わかったわ。
Sounds good to me.
さすがに帰りは歩いて帰りたくはないけど。
Though, I can't say I'm eager to make the trek all the way back there.
同感です。というかめんどくさすぎです。
Me neither. It is not worth the trouble. Or pain.
まあ仕方ねえか。
You heard the ladies, Lloyd.
それじゃバス停で次の発車時刻を調べてみよう。
Loud and clear. Let's go check when the next bus arrives at the bus stop. Alright, let's talk to everybody again, though. Arios, you're so cool. When you gonna come visit again? Last time the chickens got out of their coop, he caught them all in like 2 seconds. Man, he's my hero. The chicken catching hero that we all needed. Zero versus Leo scientist death battle? I wonder how that would go, actually. If we're talking about, like, you know, our VTuber avatars, I have a pretty good feeling of how it would go in real life. Not to humble brag, my dudes, but, I'm pretty sure it could beat Leo in a fist fight.
Honestly, I'd probably feel bad for Leo in that scenario. Hopefully it never comes to that. But yeah, I don't know about our VTuber avatars.
Stephen has been staying at the Ash Street Inn for a while now. I wish he would come play with me sometimes. Oh well, I can always count on my brother to play with me.
That's nice. At least you got somebody to play with.
Camille, Pulley, it's time to go home.
Your name is Pulley? I just realized.
But we're still playing. Yeah, we're playing.
Oh dear. Leo knows the future? Oh shit. Are you telling me that Leo has King Crimson? The ability to erase time? To see the future? Impossible. I don't know what stand power I'd have. This might be sudden, but do you folks have any interest in books? Ho-ho! Harold gave this to me when he came to restock his inventory. Thing is, I don't read much nowadays. Rather than let the book gather dust, I'm sure it'd enjoy the company of those who actually read it. Back alley Dr. Glenn, hey, chapter 2. Been looking forward to this one. Here we go. Items? I don't think Leo has military training while you do. Kinda no diff him in hand to hand. Probably. I don't really know if the military training would kick in or like the 6 other martial arts that I had to learn in order to graduate from university. Because like out of the 14 sports credits that I did, I do recall doing either like 6 or 8 different martial arts. I can remember 6 of them. I'd have to look back at like all the courses that I took if I were to list out all of them, but that being said, it's not like I practice them daily. I'm not like some sort of black belt or anything. I just know. Chapter 2. The Request.
Is there a doctor by the name of Glenn here? The nurse asked with a smooth, dignified tone as she stood there in the entryway of the clinic. She had a youthful beauty to her. Glenn guessed that she must have been in her early 20s.
Yeah, that would be me.
Glenn motioned for her to come in. She bowed, folded her umbrella, and closed the door behind her. The umbrella clearly hadn't served her well in the windy downpour outside. Raindrops trickled from her bangs, running down her cheeks onto the fabric of her uniform, the front of which was completely sodden. Glenn carelessly threw the mirror case in a corner, grabbed a clean white towel from a nearby shelf, and tossed it to the nurse. She thanked him and quickly dried her wet hair. As Glenn watched her, he noticed that her movements had a certain charm to them. Getting a better look at her face, he found himself utterly captivated for a moment, so much so that he nearly blurted out something along the lines of, "Haven't we met before?" He stopped himself in time, however, not wanting to utter such a painfully cliched pickup line. He cleared his throat in order to regain his composure and then offered her a seat.
So, what do you want from me?
He asked. My name is Sherry. I work as a nurse at Armorica General Hospital. A boy with an incurable disease was hospitalized just today. I request that you operate on him. Silence filled the clinic. Surprised by the lack of a response, Sherry tilted her head inquisitively. A moment later, the response came. It started as a stifled chuckle, but quickly exploded into great booming laughter. Glenn knew about Armorica. It was one of the biggest hospitals in the Principality, personally backed by the head of state, the Prince. It was a facility said to have brought together the best doctors from far and wide, and one that sported the latest medical technology and the most cutting-edge techniques. It was also a hospital that was protective of its image. Patients deemed incurable were outsourced so as to not reflect poorly on the hospital's track record. Or a back alley doctor like Glenn, whose business relied heavily on confidentiality. This wasn't an unusual request. The thought of the high and mighty hospital administrators having to resort to asking a displaced doctor like himself for help was always a great source of amusement to him, however. Well, did the distinguished gentleman in that ivory tower of a hospital mention how much is in it for me? Glenn's jovial mood subsided, and he instantly switched to a business-like demeanor. If he was going to be doing their dirty work, he planned to make sure the compensation was thorough. Sherry sternly stared back before responding, her voice firm with determination. There appears to be a misunderstanding. I'm not making this request on behalf of the hospital. This is my own personal request. Wait, what? Nani? Glenn was taken off his guard by the sudden admission. Averting her eyes, Sherry continued. The boy, my patient, suffers from crystallization. Crystallization? What are we, Dark Knights? Or what is this, Soul Calibur 4? Or name another series that has people getting crystallized? Crystallization. Glenn's eyes widened at the name. He knew it well. Further, he now understood exactly why she had come to him. The disease had great significance to Glenn, as it was not an exaggeration to say it was the sole reason he became a back alley doctor in the first place. Take me to the patient. I'll decide what I'll do after a medical examination, he said without hesitation. Sherry nodded in agreement. Oh my. And so the plot thickens. Is back alley Dr. Glenn actually a good guy? Impossible! Guilty Crown? Guilty Crown. Anime? Anime. I think there was an anime called Guilty Crown. Was the artist who did most of the music for that Egoist? I do recall listening to them a lot. I do like a lot of their songs. That being said, I never actually finished Guilty Crown. There was like points in that show that kind of bored me, and I think I ended up dropping it like halfway through the show. I love bedtime stories with Zero. Cozy stream, best stream. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Insadiac. So forbidden spell from recent anime that I don't want to spoil. Aha, gotcha. I think I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it either. Just started the Trails games, played Trails in the Sky first on PS1 long time ago and Trails to Azure, but that's it. Can't wait to play more of them, they're so good. Glad you like it. Hey, and thank you for stopping by. I can't recommend this series enough to anybody who's at least willing to put in some time to a JRPG. It's so incredibly long, but man, it's really worth it. This is one of the few series on this channel that I've streamed that have actually got me to like cry on stream. I wouldn't say that I'm usually an emotional guy, but man, I love these characters so much. The Trails books are actually decently written. Still need to finish the ones from Sky though. Oh yeah. That was something that I commented on when I first read like the first series in the first game. The first book series, I mean. The way that they write it is just genuinely like an actual written novel that you would buy from any bookstore that was like highly rated. It's just great. I don't know how else to describe it. Just the way that they use language. Different from just fluff dialogue in video games that you normally see. You're better off, IMO? Damn. I'll watch it because it got a great Russian dub. I see. Assuming that was in reference to Guilty Crown. Yeah. I love the music from it, but there were quite a few plot points in that show that made me like, this probably isn't going to be worth my time. The Clockwork Sun is very pissed off that it's an artificial construct made by men. That's why its rays are toxic. This one I've never heard of, Steve. Clockwork Sun, eh? Oh, worth it? Can't wait to get to play Requiem. Payoff will be so awesome. I'm hoping so. I'll let you know what the payoff is like about 10 years from now.
Since I was recently out of work, Gramps decided to get on my case about me inheriting the general store. Me? Inheriting a rundown store like this? You think a real man will pick the shop over go to Crossbell City with the chance of becoming rich and famous? Sure, buddy. You know, this guy seems like the type of dude to go from the countryside to the city and gamble all his money away and become homeless. He just kind of gives me those vibes. When I think of a trader, I think of someone who goes all around Zemuria buying and selling goods. Mr. Hayworth don't work that way, though. He just stays in Crossbell, doing all he can to build up that business of his. He's one hell of a hard worker, too, that's for sure. These days, feel like it ain't easy to find someone who's both a good trader and an honest man. Well, these days, at any point in history, has there ever been somebody who's been, like, savvy at business while also still being able to remain, what would you call it? Ethical? With some sort of moral high ground, on the moral high ground, remain sincere, to never tell lies. I think unfortunately business, that's just kind of how it goes. It's just business. But I suppose it really depends on what you apply that sort of perspective to. Sometimes you do have to make the hard decisions, but not in everything. You don't have to be an ass. Scrooge McDuck made his fortune square? Okay, you know what, that's fair. But Scrooge McDuck is also built different, you know? Also, welcome, Kendrick. Songless Guys is a freaky game? Ah, gotcha. Didn't know it was a game, but yeah, never heard of it. Still an a-hole, though? Maybe it's a matter of perspective. Thanks to honest traders like Mr. Hayworth, Armorica Village is able to stay afloat. Most of the village's children inevitably end up living in Crossbell City. At this rate, there'll be no one left. I have to do something. What are you gonna do? Go out there and make more children? Like, what else would you do? I must solve this issue. I'll prevent anybody from leaving Armorica Village. This is now their prison. Like you will 100% go to the big city to make it big and just wind up another broken dream and statistic? Yeah. It's unfortunately a story that happens all too often, but it's not like we hear about it often because, you know, it's just too commonplace now at this point. So you haven't figured out anything yet? Well, it did happen nearly 3 weeks ago. Can't blame you for having trouble. If there have been attacks outside Armorica Village, the culprits may possess some level of intelligence. You would think. At least that's what I think. They can't just be rabid wild animals.
The attack was quite disturbing for most of the villagers. Something like this almost never happens in Armorica Village, so I can't fault them.
Yes, but an honest a-hole like Zero? How dare you, Argoth? Only I am allowed to call myself an a-hole. How could you say something so true?
Oh, you four must have come from Crossbell City. You guys have a fisherman's guild there, right?
A fisherman's guild there?
Must be nice having one within walking distance.
Oh, okay, I understand the sentence. I got it screwed up in my head. I thought she was like, oh, right there in your hands, you have a fisherman's guild? Yeah, no, I don't. What I do have is a fishing minigame.
ここなら釣れそうだな。
Sorry, Armorican Carp, but you're about to get schooled. Oh! Sick burn, Lloyd. Gotta make the fish feel pathetic before you fish them up. Alright, dudes. First try. I got this. Which rod? The only rod I have. Which bait? A dumpling.
それ
Alright, I got this. Focus. First try. What the fuck? Armorica and Carp coughed up wind, Sepith? Damn. What are they feeding you down here?
それ
Alright. These goddamn fishies. Gotta be my food today. I need them as part of a quest too. Oh
よ
goodness.
しゲットだ
Oh yes.
それ
Are all the fish gonna have some sort of Sepith reward to them? I guess it's nice. You can kind of grind out Sepith by just fishing. This game actually gives you a reason to fish? Oh no, dude. Oh no.
それ
Fishing mini games and video games ain't really my thing. At least it seems a bit easier than what it felt like in the previous Trails games.
よしゲットだ
But it could also just be like, these particular fishies are easy to catch. I'm wondering if like upgrading the rod or getting a better rod would mean that it increases the amount of time that you can pull the fish up.
まずまずかな
Because yeah, it really does feel a lot slower than it normally was. You find Sepith in most monsters? Why are you surprised that there are Sepith inside fish? Well, I mean, they're fish. They're not monsters. Unless if you mean that Serby's a monster. Looking at Serby's factory, probably you could say that.
よし大物
Before
だ
stream, I actually spent a little bit of time trying to reorganize the factory inside his factory, and it is just an absolute mess. After stream, I'm probably gonna have to go and fix a few more things, just to make things
よし
make sense.
ゲッ
And
トだ
I haven't even gotten to like what Serbia's done with the coal factories. I'm scared to go and look. Alright. I think I have a pretty good idea what I should be doing though with the coal
まずま
factories,
ずか
but
な
you know, Serbia's managing most of them. I don't really want to mess up their quote-unquote organization. Alright.
よ
Did not
し
complete the
ゲット
fishing
だ
door in the third. I kind of do hate the fishing. You know what, Mimsy? That's fair. That is completely fair. The fishing door in the third game was the bane of my existence. I dislike fishing minigames, but I'm also very stubborn. I'm a very stubborn MFer. I could not let it go. I had to win.
それ
And I did. And I shit you not, the CPU cheats in that minigame. Oh!
それ
Oh. Profitable fishing. I'm pretty sure I do recall the fishing competition in the third game.
大物だ
Yeah, that was just bullshit.
それ ま
Still cannot get over
Konamon
Serby
kana.
saying copper is involved in steel making. Is it not? I guess I should go check that. I just kind of believe Serby because I was assuming that they looked at it.
それ
No, I'll have to go look. I'm also spending like some time off stream just like recalculating things and seeing how fast all of the resources are made and
こん
how
なもんか
best to
な
organize everything.
それ
Hopefully I'll have something figured out before the next stream, but if not, then I'll do it on stream. Oh,
よし大物だ
still disappointed you couldn't fish with dynamite in Far Cry 5.
それ
I still have yet to play a Far Cry game. Apparently, when I was playing through Halo Infinite with Leo, people were saying the gameplay was very similar to Far Cry games. And if that's the case, then I think honestly, I'd probably enjoy them immensely. Especially if I was playing with Leo. It just feels like a very fun co-op experience. Actually, I think it's really only fun as a co-op experience. I can't really imagine myself playing through Halo Infinite solo and having as much fun as I did. Play 4? 4 is peak? We'll see, we'll see. If we get there someday. Alright. One of the best parts of the Trails games are the NPCs. Feel like real people. They always have something new to say, and after big parts of the game go by, they're doing something else too. That I agree with. I did talk about this, like, pretty much at the end of the very first game, that it really gave off that vibe of just a world where you can clearly tell the people behind this genuinely care about it. Like, every single character has something to do, and NPC storylines follow through. Like, they're actually living and breathing people in this world who go through their own character arcs that we don't know of off screen. And they come back and you meet them and shit happens. That's pretty neat. They're not just there to stand there and give you, like, passing dialogue. Alright. Well, that's all the bait I have. Hopefully that was productive. Checking in on this again. Because when it comes to the quest... Wait, what did the quest specifically say? Yeah, we need fish fillet times 4. Where do I get fish fillet if not from the fishies? Do I have fish fillet now? No. Ingredients. Fish fillet? No. I only have tender white fish. Is there a specific spot I have to go to in order to get fish fillet? Or does it drop from monsters? Alright. We talked to everybody there. Oh, you got something else to say? Weather's incredible. I'll have to return to the city eventually. Just gonna do a little more fishing first. Me and the branch manager had some plans to go night fishing later. Oh, good for you. Far Cry 2 is peak? I see. That's gonna be a thing where if we do get into the series at some point, we'll have to see like which entry that we go for. Generally just like hearing your guys' opinions, plus I guess like what is convenient for us to play. What is available for us rather. Especially if I was playing it with Leo, because like, I think Leo's not really super into the older games, although I suppose he did play through the original Resident Evil. So he's probably got more experience than I do. Maybe he'd be down for it. Jingo sells that? Oh, I can just go and buy it? I'll probably have to turn in some Sepith in order to get some Mira here then. Had to look that up. Damn. Yeah, I don't really think I've looked up anything for this series. If I did need to, I would just say, does anybody in chat know? Honestly, I don't know if I don't think that would be considered a spoiler. It's just, I need this for a quest. So if anybody does know, let me know if I do need to go catch up fish or if I just have to go and buy it.
Derek, who works the apiaries, is kinda... Well, he's a good guy, but he can be way too serious sometimes. Since he is the chief's son, I guess he feels some sense of responsibility, but he could really stand to loosen up a little.
Far Cry 4 older game? Oh, no. I wasn't referring to 4 as an old game. I'm assuming 2 came before 4, and that would be older than 4. At least that's what I meant. It's a particular monster. Okay, if it's a monster, I mean, I'm doing all the fights to all the places that we're going to anyways, so hopefully we'll come across it. Doesn't seem like we have yet, so maybe it's not on this path. Buses come and go during the day, but they rarely bring city folk with them. Most of the riders are villagers, coming home after a day of shopping in the city. I mean, hey, convenient place to buy things.
次の時刻は30分後か。
So the next bus comes in 30 minutes?
また微妙に中途半端な時間だな。
Oh man, what a pain in the ass wait time. Too long to sit here, too short to go do something else. Yeah, that's actually fair. I feel that way too, like 30 minutes before stream. It's a little too early for me to set up everything and just sit here and wait. But also a little too late for me to start up something new.
宿酒場に戻って一杯引っ掛けるのもやりにくいし。
Fish fillets drop from monsters in an area down by the river. Don't remember which road it's off of. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fought every monster that we came across, and I think I traveled along every path, so maybe it's not on the way to Armorica village. We'll get it eventually. Don't think co-op was fully implemented until 5? Ah, I see. Then we might have to jump into like 5 or later. I'm not sure if I do that as a solo series. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but like, there's so many solo series people want to see from me. I'm sure if it's like, between Far Cry and Yakuza, like, what would you guys want to see? Might have to do that as like a poll someday. But I still got other things before that.
それ以前に勤務中に飲酒はどうかと思うけど。
You shouldn't be drinking on the job in the first place, Randy.
No?
ティオ、
どうかしたの？
Is something wrong?
いえ、何か遠くで聞こえた気がして。
No, I just thought I heard something in the distance.
すみません。センサーを最大にしてみます。
I would try maximizing the sensitivity of my sensor in order to amplify the sound.
少し静かにしていてください。
Please be quiet for a moment.
ああ、
Amplifying your sensor.
アクセス。
Oh my god. She's doing the magical girl thing.
すみません。気のせいだったみたいです。
I am sorry, everyone. It must have been my imagination.
Yeah, no way. It's not your imagination. Something actually did happen. Every single time in any piece of media when a character says this, it's always the case that something did happen. There would be no point in doing a scene like this if something didn't happen. Oh boy, looking over at chat. Everybody's like, Yakuza, Yakuza, Yakuza. Okay, tits. I see the demand for it. I am aware. Don't worry. Must have been the wind. Oh yeah, definitely.
いや、それは別にいいけど。
We just act like all the Skyrim guards. Don't worry about it, Tio.
最初に聞いたっていうのは一体どんな音だったんだ？
Do you think you could describe the sound to us?
それが
Well,
何かの遠吠えだったような気が。
though I could not confirm it, I could have sworn I heard howling.
Now that I think back on it, I think there was a faint howling. I did think it was the wind. But then again, it's like, there hasn't been any wind sound up until now, so why would there randomly be one?
そいつは。
Seriously?
例の狼型魔獣。
Do you think it was the monsters we're after?
いえ、ただの聞き間違いかもしれません。
Please do not get your hopes up. I likely misheard it.
センサーの誤動作という可能性もありますし。
It could have also been a simple sensor malfunction.
どうする？この付近を捜索してみる？
What should we do? Search the surrounding area for signs of wolves?
そうだな。
Let me think.
ティオ、そのセンサーの感知範囲はどのくらいなんだ？
Tio, what's the range on your sensors?
そうですね。
When operating
およ
normally,
そ50セルジュといったところでしょうか。
it should be around 50 Salge.
ただ、音が風に乗っていた場合、その倍になる時もあります。
However, at times, certain atmospheric conditions will cause sound to carry for twice that distance.
And yeah,
そんなにあんのかよ。
ain't no actual way to make that pinpoint accurate, is there? One of these days, you need to actually just be a character dealing with auditory hallucinations. I reckon that there are games for that, but I feel like it's in a different genre, you know? And they likely introduce you to the concept of it pretty early on with auditory hallucinations. Like, yeah, your character is crazy and an unreliable narrator. Has happened before. I bet it's still some form of Garo or werewolf. Garo Densetsu? Are you telling me that freaking Terry Bogard was behind all this? Rock Howard was a part of it too? He should have gotten rid of those two. How dare they mess up Armorica Village? Pinpoint accurate, just strap a radar to Tio's head, will ya? We could do that. I don't think Tio would appreciate it though. A car battery to Tio? Not sure what that would do. But hey, might work.
そうなるとどこから聞こえたか皆目見当がつかないわね。
It sounds like we won't be able to determine where the sound came from in that case.
ああ、現時点では気に留めておくしかないだろう。
That's okay. In the meantime, we'll just have to keep our ears open.
私が聞き間違ったって思わないんですか？
All of you really believe I heard something?
I mean, yeah.
でも、
Huh?
聞こえたんでしょ？
You said you heard it, right?
私の主観ではそうです。
Yes, I did say
で
that.
も普通の人には聞こえない音が私にだけは聞こえた。
But when I am able to hear things that the average person
普通は
cannot,
嘘とか気のせいだって考えるものなのでは？
people typically assume I am lying or that I have an overactive imagination.
と言わ
What
れ
the
ても
hell do you
な。
mean? I mean, it's also the current situation is like, any lead is a lead. We'll take it. Garu, old term for werewolf or lycanthrope? Lycanthrope? I don't know exactly how to say that. But yeah, I mean, Garo is also the Japanese word for wolf. Because wasn't Terry's title something like the legendary hungry wolf or something like that? And then like Fatal Fury is technically like Garo Densetsu. Something like that. Pretty sure. I don't speak Japanese though. In Vampire the Masquerade, Malkavians got auditory hallucinations that spoil the plot. Oh, that's hilarious actually. Oh man. Speaking of, I should return to Hunter of the Gathering at some point. That's still something on my list I need to finish. But man, there's so many things that we're checking out.
ティオスケがすごいっての
Maybe,
は
maybe not.
俺たち全員が知ってるしな。
But we all know that you're one in a million, Teotot. Nani?
それにあなたが嘘をつく理由なんてどこにもないでしょ？
It's true. Plus, why wouldn't we believe you?
まだ短い付き合いだけど、ティオには何度も助けられている。
Sure, we haven't known each other for long, but you've already saved us more times than I can count.
俺たちが疑問に思う余地なんてこれっぽっちもないと思うけどな。
I can't think of any reason to ever doubt you.
Well, you haven't given us a reason to doubt you
す
yet.
みません。変なことを言い出したみたいです。
I guess it's fair for Tio though, because like, she's very young. And usually people don't really care about your opinion. If you're younger than them, and it's the whole Asian culture thing. I get it. I've lived it. Japanese has some weird French influences. Yakisoba pan. Pan is a French word for bread. Oh, really? That I did not know. So then maybe Garo also came from French, did it? Because I'm pretty sure that means wolf in Japanese.
今のは忘れていただけると。
Cool. The more you know.
Please forget about it, if possible.
ああ、別に構わないけど。
Sure. It's really not a big
お
deal.
や皆さん
Oh, you're still here. You thought we would be gone so you could work your evil
Harold-san.
plans, did you, Mr. Hayworth? I'm on to you.
もしかして皆さんもクロスベル市にお戻りに？
Are all of you about to head back to the city?
ええ、そうですけど、
Yes, that's right.
ハロルドさんもお帰りですか？
Are you doing the same, Mr. Hayworth?
ええ、妻と息子へのお土産も確保しましたしね。
Indeed I am. Now that I picked up some souvenirs for my wife and son, I'm ready to return home.
そうだ、皆さんはバスをお使いですよね。
Were all of you planning on taking the bus back?
次の発車時刻は何時ですか？
How long of a wait until the next one
時
arrives?
刻表によると30分後くらいですね。
Unfortunately, it will be another half hour, according to the schedule.
一緒に俺たちとここでだべって待つかい？
If you're waiting for the bus too, you're welcome to stand around and shoot the breeze with us. We'd be happy for the company.
ああ、実は
Oh, I appreciate the offer, but
5人だったらギリギリ大丈夫か。
there should be just enough room for 5. Oh, car? Hell yeah.
皆さん、よかったら私の車に乗っていきませんか？
Can I offer you a ride instead? But I'm on to you. You're acting nice and all, giving me a car ride just to lull me into a false sense
ク
of
ロスベル市
security.
までお送りしますよ。
I'd be happy to drive all of you back to the city. Oh my god. We're actually seeing it animated. We're going down the road in a car. Insane. Now this truly is the evolution of video
すみません。
games.
わざわざ送っていただいて。
Thank you for the ride back, Mr. Hayworth.
いいんですよ。ついでに送るだけですし。
My pleasure. I was heading back to the city anyway. That's a fancy looking console for a car. It almost reminds me of like the airships a little bit, but just like a mini version of their consoles.
しかし自分の
Makes
車を
sense,
持ってるって相当すごい
Horrible
よな。
technology. Man, must you really be rolling in it to be able to afford your own orbital car?
まだまだバカ高いんだろ。
Last I heard, these things were still crazy expensive.
このクラスの自家用車なら確か80万ミラくらいかと。
I believe a vehicle of this model and manufacturer would cost approximately
800,000 Mira. Goddamn. We had like, what, 3,000 at the start of the stream? We got a ways to go.
80万ミラ。そりゃすごいな。
They say don't take rides from strangers, but strangers just a friend you don't know yet? And you never say no to a free ride. Now that's thinking, Steve. I can't even say if it's good thinking, but it's certainly a way to think. As normal for trails, interior larger than exterior even for vehicles. Oh yeah, that's just how it goes. I mean, we get the idea though. Makes sense. Just remembering it was Portugal, not France, some Romance language? Ah, I see. Portugal, eh? I'll have to ask Silver about it.
一応貿易商としての仕事の道具でもありますから。
Well, it's an invaluable tool for a trader like
バスを
myself.
使ってもいいんですけど、どうしても時間の融通が利かないことが多くて、
I could take the bus, but transit time would end up bottlenecking business.
去年思い切って購入してしまいました。
So I decided to bite the bullet and get my own vehicle.
それ以外にも理由がありそうですね。
I mean, he's got a wife and kid too, no? He probably travels around a lot, so the investment makes sense.
I'm sure you had other reasons to buy it aside from
待って
business.
いる奥様と息子さんに一刻でも早く会いたいとか。
For example, I bet it lets you get home to your family earlier, right?
参ったな。
You caught me. I'm such a nice guy and just a good guy, just a family man, you know?
なるほど。お土産もまめに用意してるみたいだし。
Roger that, Insaniac. Let me take a look back. Yeah, no, I see it. YouTube did not delete it, thankfully. The odds of two serial killers are being in the same car are very low. Wait a minute. 2. Then who's the first one in this car if it's not Harold? Mr. Hayworth over here. Is it me? Was I the culprit all along? That'd be crazy though in a Trails game if your main character was a bad guy the entire time. I wouldn't assume any of the Trails games would do anything like that. But it could be kind of fun. Ah, so there's the real reason. Even got gifts for him and everything.
いわゆるマイホームパパというわけですね。
What did you say? My home papa?
Is this what people call the ideal husband and father?
いやとんでもない。
Oh no, that's giving me far too much credit. Dude is way too perfect.
どう
There's
しても
something
出張
fishy.
が多くて、妻と息子には寂しい思いをさせてしまうことが多くて。
I often have to go on business trips, so this is just my way of making it up to them for leaving them home alone so often.
息子さんはおいくつなんですか？
How old is your son?
今年で5歳になります。
He turns 5 years old this year.
まだ日曜学校に入る前ですけど、もう好奇心旺盛で、
He's not quite at Sunday school age yet, but he's filled with
いろん
curiosity.
なものに興味を示しては、妻の手を焼かせていますよ。
His mother certainly has her hands full with his constant questions and endless curiosity.
へえ。
You know, it's kind of fun to answer some of the questions like the tiny children will ask you. I can't imagine it being fun if that's your entire life 24/7 though. Yeah, so some kids are cool to hang out with for a little bit. But imagine hanging out with them 24/7. Oh god. I see.
お幸せそうですね。
You all sound like a happy family.
それはも
Haha, yes we are. Just a perfect little happy family. Too
う、それに
perfect.
私たちは幸せでなくて
Wait. Oh, here we go.
か
Besides, we have to be happy. What does that mean? Mr.
ら。あ、
Hayworth?
いや、すみません。こちらのことです。
Come on, dude. Why is it every single time in a video game a character is like, I know something about this? I'm not gonna tell you though. Oh, don't mind me. Just thinking aloud. We have to be happy. And just, he looks off to the side too. Down to the left. His happy family isn't so happy after all, eh?
おっと、鼓動を抜けますね。
Don't say anything about how cool it is to hang out with kids in front of police officers, Zero. Don't worry, Steve. I know my lot in life. Look, we should be close to the end of the old road now.
右に曲がりますから、皆さんどうかお気をつけて。
One more right turn and then we're practically there. Harold doesn't wash his hands because he's evil? How dare he? It's the Garo Densetsu. The legendary divine white wolf. It's real! Also, look at them eyes. The way they drew the eyes is specifically to tell you at a glance that wolf's got a lot going on behind those eyes. Those are intelligent eyes. But it's actually a white wolf. If so, then were you the one? No. But then why? What is your end game, Mr. White Wolf? Mr. Terry Bogard, if that is your real name. Are you sure that wolf is real? I don't know. Maybe I'm experiencing visual hallucinations.
こんなところまで送っていただいて。
Thank you again for driving us all the way back to the city, Mr. Hayworth.
いいんですよ。それこそついでですしね。
Oh, it was nothing. It was on the way, so why not travel in good company?
皆さん、どうか捜査の方頑張ってください。
Well, best of luck with your investigation.
応援させていただきますよ。
You've got my full
あ
support.
りがとうございます。
We appreciate it, sir.
応援していただけるのなら、今後何かあれば私たちの方に。
The best way to show your support would be to call on the SSS for any help you may
そう
need.
そうできればギルドより先にな
Yep, and if possible, let us know before you turn to the guild, yeah? Yep.
二人とも
We're very blunt with our self-promotion here. Couldn't be me, not on this YouTube channel.
You guys?
露骨すぎるわ。
My word. At least try to be a little subtle about it.
たまには売り込みもしとかねえとな
Randy just like jumps up in the air. Like and subscribe. Share this channel with everybody that you know. God damn it, Randy. At least be subtle with it. Someone's gotta do the PR for us. Ain't that right,
営
Teota?
業活動は大事です。
Indeed. Advertising is considered a crucial aspect of all business models.
Actually, funnily enough, this is kind of accurate to like me playing Persona and then Kane having to, at the end of every stream, just promote the channel for some reason. I don't know what his thing is with that. Blue wolf with the white highlights doesn't roll off the tongue as well as white wolf. I mean, yeah, true. Very true.
I'm watching you, Lloyd.
He is. Also, my voice is dying. Ah!
Water.
Oh boy. I don't know what happened there, but I survived. That's a very good point, Insaniac. Swapping either or, well, honestly, just anything that doesn't look quite right is probably good enough to signal to people that something is going on. I think Trails has always done a great job, though, of communicating subtle character traits in their art. And I'm going to assume that's something that stays consistent throughout the rest of the series. Because quite often, like, there are going to be some games out there where character sprite is just there to show you the character design. But here, there are different expressions that I think really portray what the character is feeling. Not necessarily matching what they're saying, but that's also because there's something hidden beneath it, right? There's some subtext to it that you're able to gather. And that's something that I do enjoy about the games. They pay a lot of careful attention to stuff like that. Roger that, Azaleus. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you have a good day. You have to go to the uncanny valley, go beyond it, and animalistic eyes do not signal threat but cuteness? Just like a cat girls? I suppose so. I suppose that there is a threshold to that. I'm not an artist though, so I can't comment any further on that.
Indeed, advertising is considered a crucial aspect of all business models.
わかりました。
That's true enough.
もし困ったことがあったら遠慮なく相談させていただきます。
If I'm ever in any trouble, I'd be sure to go straight to you.
そうだ。皆さんはこんなものはお使いになりますか？
Oh, that reminds me. I have something for you that might come in handy.
警察の方には不要かもしれませんが。
Then again, as police officers, you might find it unnecessary.
これは市内の地図みたいですね。
Crossville City map. Don't we already have one?
A map of the
先
city?
月から観光客向けに取り扱っている商品なんです。よろしければ皆さんも使ってください。
It's just a little something I put together last month to help guide tourists around. Feel free to use it if it'll help.
これは確かに市内を見回るのに便利かもしれません。
This will be really nice to have when we're patrolling the
ハロ
city.
ルドさん、ありがとうございます。活用させてもらいます。
We'll be sure to put this to good use. We really appreciate all your help, Mr. Hayworth.
大したものではありませんが。
Oh, think nothing of it. I only wish I had something more to offer.
それでは
Is
私
this
は
like
これで。
gonna show us more places
皆さん
somehow?
もお仕事頑張ってくださいね。
Well then, until we meet again. Good luck, all of you.
すごくいい人だったな。
It's not every day you run into someone as nice as him.
そうですね。
I agree. There's some fake niceness to it, but
お
I'll be
人
say
よし
though.
のレベルはロイドさんに匹敵しそうです。
His skill at being unrelenting people pleaser seems to rival even yours, Lloyd.
あのな。
Hey,
まそれでも貿易商をやってるくらいだ。
maybe. But don't forget that guy is a
ただ
traitor.
お人よしってだけじゃ務まらないと思うけどな。
I bet it takes more than being nice to run a successful business. Very much so.
でもハロルドさんは地場産業ときちんと協力しながら堅実に商売しているみたいね。
Well, Mr. Hayworth and his business seem to be prospering, all while still cooperating with local
クロ
business.
スベルの貿易商は国際取引で荒稼ぎをする人が多いって言われているけど、
Most cross-Bellan traders I know try to make as much money as possible by trading
そんな
abroad.
中では貴重な存在かもしれないわ。
So I get the impression that traders like Mr. Hayworth are fairly rare.
Which is why it's strange. Like, how is he actually making his money? To the point where he's able to pay more for products
なるほど。そういうもんか。
to make less profit? Huh, good point.
Never thought of it that way.
ああいうまっとうな人もいれば、ルバーチェ商会みたいなのもある。
Well, he runs an honest business. Groups like Ravash are as dirty as they come.
それが今のクロスベルか。
That's just how Crossbow is nowadays.
そうね。
Yes, that may be true.
だから今のクロスベルの全てがダメってことはないと思うの。
But people like Mr. Hayworth show that Crossbell isn't all bad. He gives me hope.
I guess that's good, Ellie, but I hope that hope doesn't get crushed. He's hiding something, but hopefully it's not that bad.
俺もそう思うよ。
Me too, Ellie.
さてと、昼過ぎか。
Anyway, it's already past
このま
noon.
ま次の目的地に行こうか。
How about we head to the next place?
聖ウルスラ医科大学ね。
Sounds like a good plan. St. Ursula Medical College, right?
I'm imagining, is everybody in the city, now that we've gone to Armorica and come back, do they have new dialogue? Are we gonna have to do a city tour again before heading to St. Ursula?
南口方面ですよね。
I believe we should head to the south exit in that case.
ああ、このまま南にまっすぐ抜ければバス停がある。
Right. There should be a bus stop there we can use.
30分ごとにバスが出てるって聞いたことがあるな。
From what I hear, they've got buses heading to St. Ursula every 30 minutes.
そいつは便利だな。
Oh, nice. Works for me. Yeah, I'd rather not have to walk all that way
とにか
again.
く行ってみようぜ。
Oh, what are we waiting for? Let's head on over.
Sounds good.
医科大学か。やっとセシル姉に会えるな。
St. Ursula. Not how I'd planned it, but I'm finally going to see Cecile.
Is she working there? While inside the city, press that to bring up a map of the city. Press it again for a map of the state. If you are inside the city, you can use the map as a shortcut to travel around quickly. Oh, that's the extra function this gives. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was literally just another map. That was a little more detailed, maybe. To fast travel, select an area listed on the left side of the screen. Be aware that in some situations, fast travel will be unavailable. That's fair. You have new dialogue, little girl? Thanks, Mimi. She still can't quite get our name right. Oh yeah, new dialogue. That's new dialogue, alright. To be perfectly honest, I'm jealous. Oh, too bad, sir. You snooze, you lose. So where is St. Ursula? Ah, south. Truly south. What is that to the left? Doesn't have anything written on it. It just looks like a tower kind of thing. There doesn't seem to be a symbol similar to that anywhere else on the map. The St. Ursula Medical College is the giant red dot down there. Some side quests available in the city now too? Ooh, oh boy. We got a lot to do. That being said though, we are over time. For this stream at least. So I think I'm gonna call things here. Next time we come back, we'll get whatever we can done here and probably start the journey over to St. Ursula. So yeah, my dudes, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Hope you guys enjoyed your time here and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll catch you guys next week, same time, same day, for more Trails from Zero. Later, dudes. Bye-bye. Oh, God, not the controller trouble again.